Homie for what it is, and welcome to a new video. Today is Valentine's Day, which means I'm going to be going through every single Mortal Kombat character and telling you guys how much Rizz that they have, because not like I have anything else to do today. For this video, there are going to be 5 different levels of Rizz, and going from lowest to highest, the first one is Rizz, which means you literally repulse people. You are disgusting, either in the way you talk, in what you say, in your appearance, whatever. You just have Rizz, negative Rizz. You make people want to avoid you. The second is no Rizz. Now, you don't exactly repulse people here, but even if you try, you're just not going to attract people very much. It's the way it is. There's no shame in it or anything. It's just, you don't got Rizz. The way life goes sometimes. And then there's mid Rizz, which means just normal. Just got the average amount of Rizz for a person to have. Just nothing special. And then there is W Rizz, which means you're above average, which means you got just that little bit of spice to you that really makes people look at you and go, yeah, I want a piece of that.
I want a piece of that!
And then the best Rizz you could possibly have is unspoken Rizz, which means you're able to Rizz people up. You're able to get people attracted, lusting after you, without even trying, without even saying a word. Now that is the top level. That's where you want to be if you're a person who has romantic feelings for other people. And now, without further ado, let's get started with the first character, Scorpion, who I think is a pretty perfect first character. I think he has just mid Rizz. Now, we've never seen him in his prime when he's actually trying to date people, because of all the times we've seen him, it's always been him already being married and stuff, and obviously he's not going to cheat on his wife, so he's just been kind of normal so far. You know, he has a wife, which is a good thing. He has a child. Just normal person. So, nothing really special about him. Then we got Bihan Sub-Zero, and I'm going to say he has unspoken Rizz. You guys are going to say I'm biased, but let's look at the facts here.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts.
He was able to get Serena, a goth girl, lusting after her. Alright, do you know how hard that is? Alright? To not, get with and date a goth girl, even that's pretty hard. But he had them going after him. Alright? That's crazy. Alright? I've tried. Alright? It's so hard to try and get a goth girl to like you like that. So for him to do that is another level. Also, Serena is a demon. And I think that just seals the deal right there. Liu Kang, another character who I think has unspoken Rizz. He's literally celibate. The Shaolin are supposed to be celibate. Yet, he's still got Katana coming after him, alright? That's kind of crazy. So, yeah, unspoken Rizz for Liu Kang. Raiden, no shame in this, but I don't think he's got Rizz. You know, he's a god. He's the protector of Earthrealm. He has a job to do, so he's not really focused on that. So you can't really blame him for it. Yeah, there's some characters who try to have Rizz, but just don't got it like that. Raiden, he doesn't really try, and I respect that. He accepts that he just doesn't have Rizz. Then we have Kano, and you might be surprised to hear, but I think he has W Rizz. And you might be wondering what my explanation is. Well, he just really knows how to steal someone's heart.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
Then we have Sonya, who I think, in between no Rizz and mid Rizz, but I'm going to lean towards no Rizz, because, well, yes, she does end up being with Johnny Cage. We also never hear about her being with anyone else. And Johnny Cage is a character with pretty low standards when it comes to women, so, I don't know if it's that big of an accomplishment to have him coming after you. And Sonya, also just a character that's never really, thought about dating in that sort of way. She's always just focused on the mission at hand, which, respectable. So, no Rizz. Now, Johnny's an interesting one. I think this is an example of Schrodinger's Rizz, where he is both, able to get women. He's a playboy, he's able to be very Rizzful, but at the same time, he's also pretty repulsive, and a lot of people think he's cringe. And so, he's kind of both at the same time, and I don't know which one to pick. So, Schrodinger's Rizz. Goro, 7 wives. That's all I need to say. W Rizz. Shang Tsung, you know, I was originally going to go with just no Rizz, but the more you watch him, the more you listen to his voice and watch his facial expressions, you just, by the second, you get more and more alert and almost aroused, you know? Unspoken Rizz. Reptile, L Rizz. And my explanation is, you know, buried in facts here, alright? Let's look at the big picture here. Alright, Reptile, his species, almost extinct. In fact, there's only like 2 members left that we know of. And that is Reptile, a male, and Chameleon, a female. Now, biology would suggest that in order to restore this race, or at least get it in a better position than it is, that male and that female must reproduce. But that hasn't happened yet. I wonder why. Kitana, I think, is a character with no Rizz. Because, you know, unlike Jade, unlike Mileena, she's never really been able to use her attractiveness against people in that sort of way. Because I just don't think she has as much confidence in herself compared to those 2 characters. And, you know, you could talk about, oh, Liu Kang and all that stuff, how they're able to be together. But firstly, you know, Kitana's never really been a character that's, you know, gone after Liu Kang. It's just been sort of something that just happens. And also, secondly, kind of related to the first point, actually, the relationship, honestly, if I'm taking away my biases towards Mortal Kombat, it is kind of forced, and there's not really much chemistry there, really. And if anything, they'd probably be better as just teammates. But, yeah. Kitana, no Rizz. I don't know why I did a thumbs down. No Rizz. Now, Mileena is on, like, not exactly the opposite end of the spectrum, but pretty leaning towards the fact that she's able to be like what Kitana is not able to be, which is using her attractiveness against people. And, you know, she's been with a lot of people. You've been with Reiko, been with Baraka, been with Tanya, and all those people. And so, you know, the fact that she's able to get all of them, pretty crazy. And yeah, you know, the whole point of a character is that she tries to detract people from her mouth using her personality, her the rest of her look, stuff like that. So yeah, I think Mileena is a pretty clear W Rizz. Baraka, you know, able to get with Mileena, which I think is a pretty big accomplishment. So I'm going to go with W Rizz for Baraka. The only thing is that, you know, the explanation for that might be that Mileena, it's just her, like, Tarkatan brain that makes her somewhat attracted to Baraka, and not just the fact that he's, like, an ultimate Rizz god or anything. So, you know, that might be a thing. I'm still going to go with W Rizz for Baraka. I don't know, something about him. Jax, mid Rizz, you know, just like Scorpion. Not really anything too special about him. He got a wife. He has a child. Yeah, that's pretty much just all there is to it. Though he does got that BBC, though. Kung Lao, come on. I've stated this on multiple occasions. L Rizz, all I need to show is this clip.
Double date with Liu Kang and Kitana?
In your dreams, Kung Lao.
A simple no would have sufficed.
Then we got the Kuai Liang version of Sub-Zero. This is a character who I think has no Rizz. I mean, he stated in multiple intros in Mortal Kombat 11, he just don't even try, really.
Dating must be hard for you. I have no time to socialize.
Kintaro, I think, has got to have L Rizz. I mean, why go with Kintaro when you can go with, like, Goro? You know, a bigger guy, the more popular guy, the prince of the Shokan. You know, Kintaro's always been the second fiddle. It's always been in Goro's shadow. You know, there's also the fact that Kintaro is a cat, so yeah. Then we got Shao Kahn. I think Shao Kahn has no Rizz. And before people go clamoring, oh, what about all these women that he's been with and he's had? They were slaves. All right, let's be honest here. They were slaves. You know, all those people chained up in the backgrounds of his stages and stuff. And, you know, that one girl that, like, comes up to him in chains in his Mortal Kombat 9 outro. And, you know, not to mention Sindel being brainwashed and his concubines that he talks about in Mortal Kombat 11. Shao Kahn is a predator. Noob Saibot, I mean, Noob Saibot is just Bihan, so automatic unspoken Rizz. Smoke? I'm gonna go with Rizz. Not really too sure why, though. Might be the hair. Jade, I think, is another character not on Melina's level, but sort of like Melina with W Rizz. I mean, you know, we've all seen the video. Nightwolf, no Rizz. And, you know, there's not really much to it than that. It's just, he has no Rizz. It is what it is. Cabal, I think, Rizz, you know, he's got the burn scars, which, yes, some people can look past, you know. It's about what's on the inside. That's what matters. Problem is that he's not that great on the inside either, especially if you go with more recent adaptations. So, yeah, and also, he has the mask. Can't even kiss him, alright? What's even the point? Striker. If you made a guide about how to not have Rizz, I think the first step would be wear a backwards cap. Rizz. Shiva, I think she might be one of Goro's wives. But considering there's 7 of them, probably not that special of a accomplishment. Other than that, nothing really. She seems honestly kind of boring. No Rizz. Sindel, come on. MILF Queen. W Rizz. I mean, Jared, Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn was like low-key simping for Sindel. Alright. Now, yes, there's the whole loophole thing with, you know, if we revive Sindel, then we can invade her. Yeah, there's that, but like, Loki, he just wanted her. Cyrax, and I'm also going to group Sector with him as well. I think they both have mid-Rizz, and, you know, today, I'd say mid-Rizz, but, you know, with the rise of AI and robots and stuff, in the coming years, don't be surprised if they upgrade to W Rizz. Because that's just the way society is going right now. Ermac. Now, Ermac has, like, thousands of souls within them. So, I'm going to have to say that at least one of them has unspoken Rizz. So, yeah, Ermac can just, like, channel them whenever they want to. So, unspoken Rizz. Motaro, W Rizz. He got that horse cut. Rain, no Rizz, but he's a bit different from the other characters that have no Rizz because a lot of them have just, you know, had no Rizz because they don't really try. I think Rain tries. He just got no Rizz. It is what it is. He's not him. He's just not him. Alright, guys. Chameleon with a C, no Rizz, pretty much no personality whatsoever. Also, his whole shtick is just like copying other people. Come on, that's like rule number 1. Rule number 1, do not copy other people if you want to have Rizz. Automatic failure. Chameleon with a K, Rizz for the same reasons as Reptile. Quan Chi, Rizz, mainly for the fact that he's ugly, slimy, scummy person, but also yeah, they don't work anymore. Serena, come on, guys. Come on. Just one moment of eye contact could get you attracted to Serena. Unspoken Rizz. Fujin, also unspoken Rizz. You know, especially for like people who like anime. You know, like I feel like Fujin is everything hot about anime rolled into one person. Alright. Unspoken Rizz. Shinnok. Yeah, Rizz. Basically everything I just said about Fujin, make it the opposite for Shinnok. Kai. I mean, come on, bro. This guy is so boring, man. Come on. He probably don't even got the BBC. So, yeah, no Rizz. Jarek, I mean, just like what I said about Chameleon, but this time it's even worse because, like, Chameleon, like, literally, like, his whole thing. But with Jarek, like, it's not very apparent that he's trying to copy someone else, which somehow makes it worse because he is not like openly trying to copy someone else, but since he is still copying someone else, it makes it slightly more shameful and embarrassing because he's trying to like be like discreet about it or subtle about it, but he just fails. We all know you're trying to copy Kano, bro. All right, you're not him. Rizz. Reiko, you know, if we're not talking about the 2021 version, pretty hot, you know, like especially like appearance wise. I think he's probably on the upper echelons in terms of visual attraction. Also got to be with Melina. I think he just about makes W Rizz. Tanya, she also was with Melina, and that's like Melina's one true love, so she does get extra points there, because, Melina didn't really love Reiko or Baraka or anything like that, but Tanya, she actually does love Tanya. The only thing is that it's a bit of a toxic relationship, because Tanya, isn't really that in love with Melina, as much as some people don't want to hear it. It's just true. If we're talking about Mortal Kombat 1 version, that's a different story. But we're talking original, or not original timeline, but NRS timeline, Tanya and Melina, just is what it is. Tanya is only there so that she can later betray Melina and steal all her stuff and stuff. So, I guess if you're able to use your Rizz in order to, betray people and trick people or whatever, then I guess that gives you even more points, technically. Even if it's a toxic relationship and technically it's not real love or whatever. So I'm going to give Tanya W Rizz. Meat. Come on. His name is literally Meat. Unspoken Rizz. Suhao. Look at his body. Look at his body. Alright. He literally looks like a male stripper. Alright. Unspoken Rizz. Kenshi. Okay. Kenshi. Listen, hear me out here. Half of his face is covered. Alright. Literally half of his face. And it's like the half of your face that like really, really matters when it comes to deciding whether or not someone is attractive. Alright? And so the fact that he is able to have half of his face covered and still get a wife and still have a child? That's W Rizz right there. I don't even care. Natara, Twilight has taught me anything. It's that vampires have absolutely no Rizz at all. No for Natara. Boraicho, now, we all love Boraicho here. But, we can all agree, Rizz, alright? It's just, not a lot of people are attracted to the stuff that he does. There are some people, but those people are generally seen as weirdos. So, yeah, Rizz. Li Mei, another character who I just think has no Rizz. Like, not much to it than that, just doesn't really try, has bigger goals and stuff at hand, so, it's whatever. Draman, this dude literally has, like, flies circling around him. Rizz. Movado? When Movado starts speaking Spanish, it'd be nice. W Rizz. Blaze? Unspoken Rizz. He's literally the hottest character in Mortal Kombat. Mocap? Just look at him. That face screams Rizz. Moloch? I don't got much for this one. I think it's pretty clear. Moloch, Rizz. Havoc? It would be some wild dates with Havoc, I'll say W Rizz, alright? I'll say Havoc probably has some W Rizz. Yes, he's not very attractive on the outside, but I think once you get to know him, especially certain people who like that rebellious kind of lifestyle, I think they would like Havoc. Cobra? I don't know, man. No Rizz? I don't know. This dude sucks. Kira? Kira is... words that I can't say. Rizz. Shujinko, this dude just clearly does not want anything to do with women. He literally went on, like, this journey that spent, like, his entire life and probably didn't think about girls even one time. So, no Rizz. Ashra, unspoken Rizz. Especially if we're talking about the Ashra from that Cage Match movie, which I did a review on last Sunday. Definitely check it out, because that would be awesome. Unspoken Rizz. She doesn't really try. She's another character that doesn't try, but she just able to attract people anyway, which makes her absolutely goated at Rizz. Unspoken Rizz. Be exact. Yeah. Otaru. This guy is about as boring as it comes. No Rizz. Dairu. L. Not even Rizz. Just L. Darius. If you're into Blade, I guess it would be W Rizz for you, but I feel like most people probably aren't into Blade, like, specifically. Like, I'm not saying, like, he isn't attractive, but I'm just saying, like, no one is specifically attracted to him. So no Rizz. Onaga. That's interesting. There's benefits and there's downsides to Onaga. Ones that I cannot describe in too much detail. Otherwise, YouTube will flag this video. There definitely is benefits and downfalls, and I think they cancel each other out. Mid-Rizz. Taven and I'll group them together with Dagon. They're both boring. No Rizz, get them out of here. Cyber Sub-Zero, like I said, with Sector and Cyrax. In the future, maybe it could be more popular, especially the fact that Cyber Sub-Zero specifically is cold, and, some people like those kind of sensations and stuff. But for now, Mid-Rizz. Scarlet? Oh, God, that would be a lot of infections. Rizz. Devora. Rizz. Come on. Kotal Khan. Now, Kotal Khan's an interesting one. I feel like if we had seen him in his prime more, he would probably be like W, maybe even Unspoken Rizz. But we mostly see him during his Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11 days, and, he was with Jade, that is true, but, that relationship has seemed to have started when he was in his prime, in his earlier years. The problem with specifically Mortal Kombat 11 version of Kotal is that he almost completely fumbles the bag by trying to commit mass genocide. So, yeah, I won't say Rizz or no Rizz or anything like that, because, at the end of the day, Jade was still pretty attracted to him, but I'll just say Mid-Rizz. Aaron Black. Now, he does have a very attractive voice, the Western accent, but I'm still gonna give him no Rizz because he just hasn't shown anything. And anytime he tries to talk to women, they don't seem to like him very much. So, no Rizz. Takeda, I mean, I know this isn't supposed to be like me personally or anything, but I just hate his voice. Or I can't get past his voice. It sounds so whiny and complainy. And it's not even like that's his personality. Like, he isn't very whiny or complainy. It's just his voice sounds whiny and complainy, and I just can't stand it. Rizz. Kung Jin, I mean, come on. You're supposed to be the stereotypical gay character, alright? You can't be a stereotypical gay character if you don't have someone to be gay with, alright? No Rizz. Jackie Briggs, I mean, this is another thing in the Rizz rulebook. Two people with Rizz, they attract each other, so the fact that she was able to be with Takeda means that she also has Rizz. Cassie Cage, I mean, yeah, just Mid-Rizz. Mid-Rizz for a late teenage, early 20s type person that she is. Yeah, just normal. Barator. Tremor. Hey man, Tremor could get, like, pretty rock hard. Rizz. Triborg, as I've stated, like, multiple times throughout this video now, if your shtick is copying someone, automatic failure. No Rizz, plus the fact that they're cyborgs, and most people aren't really into that stuff right now. Cetrion, he's able to step on people pretty well. I'll say Rizz. Collector, Rizz. Garrus? Well, I think if he's going in a linear path, then no Rizz. But the fact that he's able to have an experience, go back in time, and then replay that experience means that he can, go on a date with someone, fumble the bag, but then reset to when he didn't fumble the bag and do it differently so that he doesn't. So I'm going to give him Rizz. And then the grand finale. The last character we have to talk about is Kronika, who has Rizz, because I can't stand looking at her bald head. And that's it. Make sure to tell me in the comments whether you agree or disagree with these picks, and also let me know if you could pick one character from this video that you would go on a date with for Valentine's Day. Who would it be? I think I'd have to go with Serena. I don't want to steal Bihan's girl or anything, but, like, I might have to, She might be mine, Bihan. No one's mine. I'm very lonely this Valentine's Day. I have basically nothing to do with no one to hang out with, but, that's fine. We'll just see next year, Even though I said that last year. and the year before that, the year before that, and the year before. Make sure to check out the links in the description to my merch store, my Mortal Kombat Retold podcast, my Twitter, and my Instagram. Also, give this video a like so that people get to see it more often throughout the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. Also, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And that being said, that's it for this video, my fellow oddities. I'll see you next time.